pipe skating. I've always thought that pipes were absolutely cool to skate in. The first time that I think I really thought it was cool and got into it was when I saw the Mount Baldy pipeline pipe, the way it's such a huge pipe and just looked perfect. But then it also has that vert on the outside of it. At the time, I didn't really know. I thought it kept the curvature of the pipe all the way out, and there was just like a half pipe with a lot of vert on it, as much vert as you want in that ditch. But came to find out that the transition faded out really quick, so skating outside on that vert part was really hard. But I think that was the first time I really thought about pipes and really had a desire to skate them. Matter of fact, I thought pipes were so cool that at one point, a friend of mine and myself, we built a half pipe in my backyard, and it was modeled after the Mount Baldy pipeline. It was, I wanted to make it 15 feet in diameter, the same as I believe that's what it was, the Mount Baldy pipeline was, and I wanted it to go kind of like this one, oververt, almost a 3/4 pipe. It was kind of a wild deal because it was not exactly the primo pipe. It was only 8 feet wide, about as wide as a piece of plywood is. And then I didn't have any smooth layer on the top, so it was just a thick wood. And every time you hit the seam in those, you'd get these big clicks in it. One time we were skating it, and these policemen, these cops came into my backyard, and they're kind of looking, and they're saying, "Man, this is pretty cool." And we're like, "Ah, okay, cool, yeah, thanks." And then they go, "You know, we got a call from your neighbor." We had a house down below us, right next to us, where the pipe was kind of, the side of it was facing. And they said, "You know, they said that when you're riding this, it sounds like somebody is jumping on their roof." And he says, "You know, we went inside to see if what they were saying was true." And he goes, "It sounds like somebody's jumping on their roof. So, you know, we don't want to tell you not to ride this or anything, but can you kind of have a curfew on this, like after 5, not skate this, because it is really loud in their house down there." That was kind of toward the end of it, because, you know, it's like, after 5, can't skate after 5, oh man. You know, my parents like, "No, you're not skating after 5. We're not going to get in trouble with the police." So ended up tearing that down and building some other things, but it was a little hard skating that 3/4. There's no flat bottom in it. It was a little hard skating the 3/4 pipe, so eventually at one point we did take the oververt off and just put like 2 feet of vert on it, 1.5 foot of vert, something like that. It was still hard to skate, but we did build a ramp modeled after the Mount Baldy pipeline pipe. I did go to Upland Skatepark one time, and when I went there, that place was just insane. The thing that I remember the most is the bowl next to the pipe bowl. I think it was 15 feet deep and 5 feet of vert. I think the pipe bowl was like 13 feet deep and 3 feet of vert. Place was just so massive and huge. I'd never ridden anything like it before. It was a scary place. It was amazing. And it wasn't empty like these parks are nowadays. That was back when you had busy, packed parks. Another pipe story I have was down in Southern California. Well, this was all in Southern California. That's where I'm from down there. But the Sylmar Dam, I don't think that's really what it's called, but it's a reservoir down there. During the 1971 earthquake, it was the one that failed, and they were all worried, talking about it on the news, that it could flood part of the San Fernando Valley. Well, in that area, later on when we were skating, I noticed there were some pipes in there. They looked like metal pipes, and they were pretty big. They were kind of maybe 10, maybe 12 feet high. So a friend of mine and I decided we were going to skate down there and hitchhike. We're going to thumb it down there. Well, I don't think we were really calculating how far it was. It's probably a good 10 miles away. But we did make it there. We hopped the fence, we got in, we got to skate them a little bit, but then we got kicked out, but we got to skate them. The guy came and said, you know, you're not supposed to be in here. You guys are gonna have to leave. It's pretty cool about it. So we left, but we got to skate those pipes in next to the dam that almost broke during the '71 earthquake. Another pipe that we found out about, I think my dad had said that he thought he saw a pipe that went under the freeway in Simi Valley in Southern California. And, you know, that got my eyes big. A pipe? Really? So the next time that my friend was down, staying with me down there at my dad's house, we decided to go look for it. So we're going along the freeway, looking at every canyon that came up to the freeway to see if there was what kind of drainage went under there. And then at one point, the freeway was all new. They were just building that part of the freeway that went to Moore Park. So we were skating on the freeway before it was open and looking there, and we finally found it. And it was a pretty small one. It was like maybe 8, 9, maybe 10 feet tall, but it was skatable. That's the thing. So we skated that. We had to clean it out some. I think there was water and mud and things like that in it. We ended up skating that thing. I think I only have one picture from that. The pipes at the reservoir, I don't have any pictures from that, but it was fun just because it was skatable and something that we found. I think I only went to that a few times or something like that, but it was pretty cool. We found a pipe and we were able to skate it. One other pipe story that I have is that I wanted to go back to that pipe that my dad had found and that we skated. So not that many years ago, we went back there. My wife and I were down in Southern California, and we tried to find that pipe again so that I could skate it again. And we did. I looked for it on GPS, found it, but there were all kinds of industrial buildings all around it there, and all of them said no trespassing, cars are going to be towed, so I didn't want to get our car towed while my wife was there. Where we could park, it was too far away to walk back, and we didn't even know if it was skatable or not again. So I was pretty bummed about that. But my wife and I, we were on a hike a little later on that trip, unbelievably. We're on this hike up in the hills, and as we came toward the end, I noticed down under a road that there was a pipe. And I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, man, that thing looks skatable. So I went down there, looked at it, and it was skatable. So I found a pipe, and it was close to the same size as that other one that I was looking for that I didn't get to skate. So that was really cool. I think it was the next time I went down there I was able to skate it. So I wasn't able to skate the one, but I found another one that was pretty close to the same. It was kind of a lot of water and mud in it. Cleaned it out as good as I could, but that was cool to actually find another pipe. And now, current date, I have this skate park to come to with a 3/4 pipe. Pretty awesome. Until next time, Lord willing, Skateboarder Retirement Edition, out.